Hi everyone, this is Daisy. Welcome back to my channel. So, if you feel emotionally drained and anxious and exhausted every day without doing a lot of physical work, then I want you to know that your tiredness actually comes from the emotional labor you put every day. But in order for us to solve a problem, you need to recognize this problem first. So, in this video, let's talk about the topic of emotional labor. Psychologically speaking, put it simple, emotional labor is actually the effort you put into managing your own emotions or other people's emotions to keep things running smoothly in your relationship, in your workplace, and in your family. So, I will give you some examples for you to vividly and fully understand this emotional labor. Actually, I think, especially for those who are working in the service industry, they do emotional labor almost every day, but that it's kind of like a paid emotional labor. But for some people, especially for those people pleasers, they do a lot of unpaid emotional labor without knowing that. Especially they would like to hiding their true feelings to avoid upsetting others, or they taking on the role of a fixer even in a conflict, even though it is not their responsibility, and they would like to take on the responsible for other people's comfort and happiness, even sometimes at their own cost of expense. So, give you some examples. You can say which part you resonate most, and you can leave a comment below. So first, let us focus on the friendships. The example one is you are struggling of your own issues, but when a friend calls you at midnight crying about their breakups, you push your own exhaustion of aside, and you soften your voice, carefully choosing your words to comfort them, even though all you want is just to sleep. Or you don't like example two, you don't like socializing, but when a friend invites you out, you force yourself, you force a enthusiasm in your response, saying, "Oh my God, that sounds great! Let's having fun." Because in responding that way, they don't feel rejected. The thought of saying no makes you feel anxious, so you ignore your own needs to make them happy. And example three, let's say a friend of you cancels you frequently, and it hurts. But instead of expressing your own dissatisfaction and disappointment, you automatically shift into an understanding mode. You act reassuring, saying, "Oh, it's okay, I totally get it. It's fun, no worries," even though deep down you feel so unimportant. So that's the friend part. And another important part in our life is our romantic relationships. So I'll give you three examples maybe. And in this area, let's say example one, your partner looks upset, and even though they didn't ask for help, you take it upon yourself to lift their spirit. You monitor you carefully monitor their tone and their body language to adjust your energy to match what you think they need. And even though at that time you are tired and you have your own issue to handle, but you choose to make them happy first. And another example, let's say your partner picks a restaurant that you don't like, but you choose to surprise their true feelings. You smile warmly and say, "Oh, it's honey, it's fun. I like it. It sounds so great. Let's go there. Because you don't want your partner to feel disappointed, and later you feel invisible, but you convince yourself it's not a big deal. Let's say another example, give you another example. Let's say your partner, you are mentally and emotionally drained, but when your partner vents about their long day to you, you put your exhaustion aside and you give them 100% of your attention. You nod and you validate and you give them solutions, even though your own emotions are crying, craving for a break, but you ignored it. Okay, so that's the relationship. So let's move on to the family dynamic. Let's say your mom and your dad are arguing, even though it has nothing to do with you. You feel a tightness inside your chest, and immediately you shift into the peacemaker mode. You start to making jokes to lighten their mood, and you diffuse the tension, and you start to do some funny thing to make them feel better, because you think that if they are okay, you feel safe. And another one, let's say your mom makes a passive-aggressive comment on your appearance, on your body shape, on your look, and it hurts. You feel a punch of pain, but you choose to swallow it down. Instead of defending yourself, you prioritize her comfort over your own self-respect because you don't want to have a conflict with her, or you don't want to upset her, make her feel bad. Example 3. Let me think. Let's say a sibling of you asks for money again, and you feel taken advantage of, and even you feel resentful, but you put your resentment aside and you act reassuring. You say, "Oh, it's okay, I understand. Of course I don't mind," even though deep down you do mind, and you mind a lot. But you feel the feeling of saying no to your family makes you feel guilty, so you choose to give them the money again. So that's a family dynamic. Another one is let's look at the workplace. Let's say at a meeting, a coworker makes a joke at your expense. You feel embarrassed. You feel uncomfortable. But instead of addressing it, you force a polite laugh. You feel uncomfortable inside, but you tell yourself, saying something will make things awkward, so you keep quiet. And you put a lot of effort to manage your own emotions. And example 2, at your workplace, let's say your boss gets irritated, and you automatically start to be cheerful because you want to lighten the atmosphere. Like you start to small talk, offering help or do anything to make everybody happy, because even though you are exhausted, but you still want to keep everyone feel good, feel better, especially your boss. Example 3, let's say your coworker vents about their workload, and before you can stop yourself, you blurt out, "I can help you," because you feel the sense of duty to help them. You feel it is your duty to relieve their stress, even though your workload is overwhelming, but you still want to help them. So there are the examples that I want to say. Or maybe I'll give you another one. Let's say at a dinner gathering, everybody votes for pizza. Yeah. But you want sushi very much. So, and your turn to speak approaches, your heart races. And you're thinking, should I say something? But no, you decide no. So you say, "Oh, pizza sounds great. I vote pizza too." You quietly put your needs aside. Okay, so there are all examples for people who would like to do this emotional labor. In this video, I want you to know, if you keep doing this emotional labor, you're gonna feel drained, anxious, and resentful every day because your own needs have been ignored for a long time. Have a look about this and ask yourself, why would you do that? Why don't you put your own need first? And actually, if you are doing those type of things, I want you to know that it doesn't mean you are a bad person. It quite the opposite. It means you are too good, you are too nice. You are such a sweet and nice person, nice guy, nice girl. You think about other people, you care about them, and sometimes you ignore yourself, and it is not good to ignore your own emotional well-being. It is time to focus back only on yourself and gain your power back, and think about how to make you feel better. So that's today's video. I hope this video helpful, and in my next video we're gonna continue to focus on this topic, and I'm gonna tell you how to solve this problem and reduce your level of emotional labor. So see you next time. Bye bye.